Welcome, everybody, to another fabulous episode of the podcast. My name is Josh, and this is where I remind you that if you want to help support this fabulous beer talk podcast called InterBrews, you can support it at patreon.com/InterBrews. For as little as $1 an episode, you can help keep this show on the road.
That works.
Keep this train rolling. Keep this boat afloat. I don't know. But whatever you want to do to help out, as little as $1 an episode, much obliged, and it'll keep fabulous Houston area craft beer audio forever in your ear holes. So without further ado, let's get to the show.
The following is a presentation of Stewed Productions.
Hi, this is Trevor.
And this is Blake, and you're listening to InterBrews.
This is InterBrews.
Fabulous. Trevor, welcome to the show for the first time, I believe.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's good to have you. Blake, welcome back.
It's good to be here.
It is good to be here as well. We are at Lone Pint in the beautiful Magnolia, Texas, on a slightly overcast. Well, I'm going to call this mostly cloudy, partly cloudy, halfly cloudy, and a little breezy, and awesome to be outside in your beer garden.
It's gorgeous beer drinking weather.
Yes, it is.
It turned the corner. We're here.
Finally.
Yeah. I mean, you can still feel a little bit of it at the back, you know, but we're in that forward momentum to the best outdoor drinking weather.
That's right.
Prime Lone Pint season.
Yes.
Just
It's gorgeous out here.
yes. Since the last time I was here, more tables, bathrooms, expansion, so many things to talk about.
We've been doing a huge amount, especially out here in the beer garden. We have, like you said, more tables, a new stage. We have some expansion going on at the brewery. One of the things that people are most excited about is not the large number of new taps, it's the climate-controlled restrooms. So those are very nice.
Feel that?
Yeah.
That feels really good. Thank y'all for that. Way to install that wind machine. Climate-controlled restrooms with ramps.
Yes.
So you can
Be compliant.
I was going to say cartwheel up to them. You know, that's what my daughters like to do. Cartwheel to the bathroom all the way.
Okay.
You know, it's when you're 10.
It's their thing.
Yeah, that's what you do. But I do bring them to the beer garden because it's family friendly, and they love coming here.
Did y'all ever finish the gymnastics bus?
Yes.
Yes.
Destination Gymnastics, quick plug to my wife's business, out today. Yeah, we've been rolling around. So, y'all looking to do a gymnastics demo?
Trevor likes to do some tumbling from time to time.
Yeah.
Not on purpose.
I helped out with the first few free trials and stuff. Turns out when you're 6 foot or above, tough to do a lot of gymnastics on a bus.
Oh, it's on the bus.
Yes.
Oh.
So we took all the seats out and then padded the floor and the walls, and there's monkey bars welded to the top. It's for preschoolers. It's for, 2,
How
3.
fast is the bus going while they're doing that?
It depends. Sometimes we go a little faster if it's a straightaway, but when it's really fun when you get into those curvy back roads, like driving out here from Cypress down, what is that? Whatever that road is back there. That's fun.
Yeah.
Quick around, sometimes just around a loop. Quick, hit the brakes real quick. It's how you teach them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We're not going to get the next Simone Biles just by going easy on them.
We'll take the padding off the walls. They'll probably learn a lot faster.
Yeah, pain is education. That's so true. So I'll put those notes. My wife will listen to this episode and implement all of those things. So that sound you hear in the background, that's progress.
It is. Yes.
That's you're literally raising the roof.
Mm-hmm.
So
We are.
what? Tell us about all that.
Well, we have some more 120-barrel tanks coming in, and they're 21 foot tall. So our building is an old auto body shop, so it's not really built for these things. So every time we do an expansion, we have to modify the building.
Yeah. Are they going to helicopter them in?
That would probably be safer, but no, we're going to drop them in with the cranes. So
Okay.
we're actually going to put the crane in the beer garden and then have the tanks on the other side of the brewery, reach over the brewery,
Wow.
grab them, and drop them in.
That's
So,
serious. When is
Yeah.
that happening?
looking at a couple of weeks, probably.
That's one of those things I want to be here to watch.
Yeah.
Just be a spectator.
Yeah.
That sounds exciting. I used to do that with my dad all the time. Just go watch construction. We just go watch
Yeah.
dump trucks and stuff. So,
It's always very interesting to see Trevor and the crane operators and the rest of the crew do all that stuff.
yeah, is that kind of? It seems like it would be intimidating because I don't know that's not a normal day of brewery
Sure.
operation.
Well, luckily, my career initially was in the oil field, so there's a lot of heavy lifting involved.
Okay.
So I've seen a lot of heavy lifting done and different types of cranes. So.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds a lot of fun until you actually have to do it, and I'd be like, I don't know what I'm doing. Are those power cords supposed to be there? Yeah, that sort of thing would probably get a little messy. But yeah, just actively as we're speaking, guys up on the roof hoisting metal beams and welding. Are they doing welding?
They are.
Welding and bolting and whatever else they do up there.
Hopefully not falling.
Yes.
No falling.
But that's exciting. So new equipment, all new, more capacity to brew more great beer.
Yeah, and so we're hoping that we catch up with the demand here at home, and continue to kind of push out into the other markets we're in. We're in Austin and San Antonio and Dallas, and while we have beer there, we're not really fully in those markets. So we're hoping to push some of the other stuff out and really get there.
Okay. More bottles lately on store shelves over the last, I don't know, however long you want to go back, but in the beginning it was Yellow Rose, and then followed by all the rest. 667 is out, Gentleman's Relish, Tornado Shark.
Yeah, so we have 5 now. It's Rose, 667, Gentleman's Relish, Tornado Shark, and Jabberwocky.
Yeah, that too. I just polished off the rest of my Gentleman's Relish. Maybe quietly, maybe the best fall beer you can get your hands on. It goes so well with so much food, and it's so just like sessional, just like perfect. It's perfect outdoor drinking. It's when the weather turns a little cold.
6.2.
Yeah,
that's our session beer.
Yes. Yeah. Is it really 6.2?
It is.
Oh, that would explain a lot. It's like, we could drink this all day. It's that's what they used to do in England. It's called the pub session. I was like explaining it, and then it's slightly slurry by the end of that, but delicious beer.
As long as your day is very short, you can drink it all day. That's no problem.
It's delicious though. I mean, it goes so well with so much like sandwiches, like the perfect like roast turkey on a toasted bun. I don't know, just so much. It's good.
Yeah.
Fries, sweet potato fries.
Yeah, browns are really an underappreciated style, I think, but they definitely go well with a lot of stuff.
I think it's the most underappreciated for as good as it is.
Yeah,
that's
Texas is strange in that way. Browns just don't sell here, it seems. Ours does. We're lucky in that regard.
Yeah.
If you go up north, you see a lot more browns on the wall.
Do you? That's good because it is. With all the hazies and the super hoppies and the barrel aged. I mean, they're all delicious. I love them, and even like the gozas and things along that. I feel like browns are. Yeah, they're just under the radar, but they're so good. They're so good. I wanna have a brown movement in this area. It needs to happen.
Well, I think that we may start to see kind of a reversion after all of the dessert beers and the hazies and everything else back to some of the more traditional styles, and I think that would be really exciting to see.
Yeah, no, me too. I love that beer. So that's my recommendation. Go buy some today, and as you're having your fall into winter meals, while it's under 90, pair it with some Gentleman's Relish. Delicious. But Gentleman's Relish is not the only beer we can talk about. Actually, I just had some Jabberwocky too at the house. Yeah, I'm so glad you guys are bottling all those beers now.
Yeah, it's great to have more stuff available.
Yeah. I mean, Yellow Rose is so good. 667 so good. They're really good. Yeah, I'm a fan. And I love it that always at my HEB right there in Fairfield, there's always a lot. David does a good job. So shout out to David at Fairfield HEB. Anyway, okay. Barrel program. You just showed me barrels.
Yeah, so we walked around a little bit earlier, and we're doing two main barrel programs. The first one that most people are probably familiar with. We do a large barrel release every year for our anniversary. The first year it was our Yellow Rose. I'm not sure if you've heard of that, but it's kind of a thing. Yeah, okay. We did that in Chardonnay barrels. Mm-hmm. Last year our big release was the Undead Head Ed, the Ghost Chili Porter, and Port Wine barrels. Then Trevor, you want to talk a little bit about what we're doing this year?
Well, this year we're doing Tornado Shark and Apple Brandy barrels. So we usually do a brainstorming session and determine what we're going to do, also based on a barrel availability. So we're probably going to pick next year's coming up pretty soon because we want to age it longer.
Yeah.
As we go forward.
Where does one? I don't know of any. Where does one get apple brandy barrels? Is that and how do brandy barrels?
Well, there's a barrel market that's the in between guys, so they buy them from the distillers and the wineries and then market it to us.
Okay.
There's a couple out there, and we just put them out there and find out what they have, and we buy it.
Are they? What are the parameters around barrel aging brandy? Are they able to do multiple use kind of stuff like bourbon? It's one and done, right? I don't know. Like
I don't know.
No.
I'm not familiar with distillery side of things.
Yeah. I don't know either.
Yeah.
But I'm anxious to try the like Chardonnay. Is that a one and done too? I don't know. See, I think
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, but yet there's when you do the yellow rose and the Chardonnay barrels, there's so much of the Chardonnay flavor. It was great. It's not like I don't know, whatever they're doing good, and I'm glad that y'all are picking that up when they're done.
Yeah, no, the Chardonnay Yellow Rose worked really well together. We've also been doing so that's the kind of main barrel program that you can get once a year. We usually do individual bottles and things for that. We've also started a small barrel program that we're featuring here at the Taproom. We've been doing some fun stuff on a smaller scale. In the past, we've done Yellow Rose distilleries, bourbon barrels. We've taken that and put Tornado Shark in it. And we also did a gin barrel Yellow Rose, which turned out really, really well.
Yeah.
Right now on tap, we have a gin barrel Jabberwocky and in Gentleman's Relish, the one we were talking about earlier, that's been aged in a maple barrel that was formerly used for bourbon barrels. So they start the barrel with bourbon, and they age maple syrup in it. Now we've aged Gentleman's Relish in it. So those are both available right now at the tap room. You can pick up crowlers of it if you want to take it. We don't limit that other than the obvious TABC limit. But we also have some interesting ones coming up. We have the Tornado Shark that we're doing for the anniversary. We also have a maple syrup Tornado Shark coming up, and a apple brandy Gentleman's Relish. So
the maple syrup, is that the same as in the barrel?
Yeah,
okay.
It's the same. So it's basically, we don't add syrup to the beer,
right.
But it does pull a lot of that sweetness and flavors from the bourbon and the maple that have been in the barrel before the beer gets there. So
when with a bourbon barrel, sometimes you'll get a little bit of ABV bump. Sometimes, or all the time.
We've seen about 1%.
Yeah. Is there any further fermentation after the maple syrup, or is it just the flavor and a little sweetness?
No, it's stored not the temperatures we do it at.
Okay.
And plus, we don't repitch any yeast into it.
Okay.
So we haven't measured any increase in sugars. I'm sure there's some. You can definitely taste it in the beer.
Yeah.
But no, we don't re-ferment.
I bet you get a lot of the maple aroma too, right? That's a.
You do. It's amazing, and even just when we initially open the barrel, it just makes the entire room smell like just wonderful maple syrup.
Yeah, that's exciting.
We should do a pancake day when we tap that.
Yeah, it'd also probably be really good poured over ice cream.
Oh yes, it would.
Pancakes on top. No, ice cream on top of pancakes.
Pancake ice
there
cream.
There you go. We might start something here.
Yeah, or pancake ice cream sandwiches. Pancake ice cream pancake.
Oh, there you go.
Then you can dunk it.
We're getting too close to dessert beers.
Yeah. I mean, anything's possible these days, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yes. Real quick, I'm going to give a shout out to our friend Alan at Brigadoon Brewery and the Renaissance Festival. This is your stop, according when you're going to the Renaissance Festival. You don't want to stay in traffic all day. So there's two strategies. Renfest going on now for the next few weeks. Either go early to Renfest and then stop here on your way back.
Oh yeah.
Or stop here, warm up, stretch out, off to the Renfest. But this is
definitely a stop, and if you're headed out to the Renfest and you haven't been here, you definitely need to stop by. One of the really nice parts is, though, they just opened an overpass just north of us.
Yes.
So the traffic, if you're just coming here, in the past we've had people say, "Oh, I don't go to Lone Pint during Renfest because there's so much traffic," and it's really not so bad anymore. And if you're, going to Renfest anyway, we're still a very easy stop on the way.
Yes. Yeah. And it's really a pro tip. That's if you're doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you do. So, do y'all have a favorite Renfest? I don't know, theme weekend?
No, I mean, we always do a big festival out here. It happened, I guess a couple of weeks ago, to kick off the Renfest, and then speaking of Alan at Brigadoon, follow his Facebook and website. We usually teach a class out there once a year.
Yeah.
For his Taste of Texas
Yes.
class. So I'm not sure exactly what our date is on that, but we'll post it on our social media, and I'm sure he'll post it on his as well.
Yeah, as will I. We're going out there on the 20th to record an episode and hang out and do that whole thing. So, yeah, this leaf that just hit me, I'll be honest with you, for a second there I thought it was a bee, and I almost squealed. I was this close.
Allergic?
No, I'm just a wuss. I just got scared there for a second. I was like, oh, that's a big bee. But it's just a big leaf. And that's what happens when you drink outside under a big, beautiful oak tree at the beer garden here at Lone Pint. I can't get out. It's just, y'all's tree game is top notch. I don't know if anybody has trees like y'all have trees.
Yeah, we just redid the lights too, as you notice now. It's all over the place. We used some old cedar posts from our previous lean-to we had over in the front of the beer garden.
Yeah.
And these lanterns were actually made out of barrels that we used to age our beer in.
Sorry, I unplugged that one to
No, that's fine.
plug me in. I couldn't figure out the plug. That's when you know that podcast may be rough that day. When
There's 4 of them right there.
I know, and it
See
wouldn't.
that little box right there?
Yeah, it wouldn't. I didn't want to. It wouldn't fit like just right, and I didn't want to get too rough with it, So I was like, "Oh no, it'll fit." So I just did that. I'm sorry.
Just gotta love it a little.
So it's not just the bees.
No, it's not the bit. No, it's all around. Maybe too much coffee this morning, not mellowed out with the beer. Speaking of the beer I'm drinking, tell me more about it as I finish it off. What?
The beer you're drinking is El Cuero. It's our white stout. It's kind of a fun beer. I made it a few times, but it looks very light in color, but it drinks like a stout. Mm. And we actually partnered with Cuvée Coffee out of Austin. They did the concentrated cold brew coffee that goes in it. Mm. But we brewed it with cocoa nibs and some flaked oats and barley to kind of thicken it up. And so although it looks light, it drinks very much like a stout.
Yeah, it's a good early morning beer.
Yes, it's got coffee in it, so it's definitely a morning beer.
So I always have to ask, when do you add the coffee? At what point in the process? And
we added it after fermentation,
okay.
So in the bright tank.
Okay, so just all that good coffee flavor. Fermentation doesn't play with it at all or anything.
That's right. It also doesn't make our yeast too excited.
Okay. Hyper caffeinated yeast. What do you measure the amount of caffeine in a beer like this? Is whatever?
No, we don't. I mean, we could get those numbers and extrapolate that ourselves from Cuvée, but we don't.
Just going all. It's just flavor. It's all about flavor.
Right.
It tastes delicious. It's great. We're in a awesome time to be a beer fan because there's just so many flavors, so many variety. Whatever direction you want to take, you want to go coffee, beer, you want to go a stout that doesn't look like a stout. You can do that. Have you ever thought of doing like a dark pilsner? I don't know. Is that anything?
Schwartz beer?
Oh, is that just what that is?
No, I was trying to think if Schwartz beer is a pilsner or a lager or an ale. We've never done something like that. We did a black IPA one time.
Yes.
That's one of the strangest ones, I guess.
Yeah, we did that when we partnered. Well, it was a partnership. It was the one for Brock to celebrate the. We called it Brock the Night Away.
Yes.
It's a nod to the folks over at St. Arnold's.
Yeah. Speaking of, and that was what was that their 25th anniversary or the big anniversary? Some big anniversary, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Or his birthday or something. But y'all have got an anniversary coming up just within weeks.
We do.
November.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
7 years. 7.
That's right. 7.
That's crazy. I mean, 7 years. It seems like it's gone by in no time. But then at the same time, in like the beer was like number of beers and trends in the beer world and that sort of thing. It's.
I mean, it only seems like 6.5, really. Yeah. I mean, it's.
All right, so Trevor, let's get your story as far as like when Lone Pint started, we've heard from Blake numerous times, and he always mentions you and the whole backstory and everything. But I mean, you're here 7 years later into a brewery, an awesome brewery with some of the best beers. You talk about that a little bit. Like you went from, you said, oil and gas and heavy lifting and things like that to beer and heavy lifting. But
so my background was engineering. I started homebrewing in college, and it just became a hobby that I loved, fell in love with, and I brewed a lot, and then got away from it for a bit with my family and career, and then realized that I wanted to get back to it. And so we started brewing in my garage. We used to live down in South Houston, down in Seabrook, or in Clear Lake, and we started brewing in my garage every weekend, getting the yeast strains identified that we wanted to use, the water salt profiles, all the recipes sorted. For probably 3 years we did that, and before we made the jump.
Yeah. I mean, I guess there's no way to really comprehend, when you were there, that you would be here at that point. But I mean, is this what you thought it would be? I mean, that 7 years in the beer world is a lifetime ago, and that so many things have changed and everything. But when you got into it, then you didn't have you to look at. Like a lot of people have Lone Pint to look and say, oh, okay, here's how to do this model of brewing or whatever. Sure.
Well, when we got into it, the wave was just, kind of beginning. We were only the second brewery to be registered in Montgomery County behind Southern Star, so just TABC had a learning curve to deal with these things. So, and our business plan only went out just over 3 years, and we were ahead of the curve the whole time there. Luckily, a lot of that has to do with Yellow Rose. We have a beer that's very popular, and so it's allowing us to grow faster than some breweries could with that cash infusion. I mean, all of the expansion we're doing right now is self-funded, so we're lucky enough to do that.
Yeah, that's a huge part of it. If you just look out at the landscape of breweries like across the state or across the country, that there's some success stories, but then there's also the other side where you got to look like what happened there, and it maybe was trying to grow too fast too soon, or I don't know. I'm not an economics major or a business owner, so I'm really outside of my element. But there just seems, just from the many breweries that I get to visit, there seems to be just a different feel from the slow and steady and the calculated and there's another side where it's like push. I don't know. Am I making the right observation?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I usually tell people that you can tell a lot when you walk into a brewery. If they're, I usually tell people to start at the bathroom. If you look and they have these, granite countertops and mosaic backsplash, and they have framed sports jerseys on the wall and things like that. They're more worried about the place than the beer, and you really want somebody that's focused on the beer. And I mean, you've been coming here for a long time. I mean, now we have a decent bathroom, but it was definitely industrial. I mean, we spent all of our money and all of our time and all of our thinking about beer and very little else. So there were very few creature comforts here for a long time. I mean, I think when we first started doing tours, we were serving beer in plastic cups. I mean, we've come a long way since then, but that's all of our focus was on good equipment and good people and good ingredients, and not so much the other things. Those come later, but I think that usually you can walk in, and sometimes you'll walk in and they have more T-shirts on the wall than they have beers on tap. That's a merch company that happens to sell beer. So I think that, to your point, you can definitely walk in and usually see what their priorities are.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little harder to put your finger on it because, like I said, I'm not an expert in any of that kind of stuff. But there's like a feeling in the air. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. I'll leave that to you and other experts to articulate all that. It's you go back, like you said, plastic cups it was just. I don't want to be one of these, like, man, in the good old days when we were drinking beer out of plastic cups and stuff. It's great when y'all expand out to here and, like, this beer garden. I can't, that's, to me, drinking a beer at the brewery is that your aunt? Is she here to mascots? Sorry, what happens when you podcast outdoors? You got it's on your shirt. Don't let it get in your beard.
That's all right.
Look that way. Here,
I don't
lean
think-
this way. I'm gonna- there. Sorry, Ant-Man. That might have been Ant-Man. Y'all Marvel fans at all?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's Ant-Man's real his?
It's Paul Rudd, but I don't know what his.
Yeah. What is the character's name?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
It's just Ant-Man.
See, to me, he's not a real superhero. So
He has a suit, right?
It's just a guy that can grow or shrink. You know?
Yeah, and wit. He has wit. Comic relief.
Yeah, I guess in the movies.
Yeah. If you had a superpower, what would it be? What would you want it to be? This is where we meander a little bit, Blake. I'm sorry. Can't help it.
Yeah. I don't know, Trevor. What do you think it'd be?
I don't know. I'd say immortality.
Oh wow.
I don't know, to live forever.
Wow, that's a long time.
That kind of encompasses a lot of things.
It
You know,
does.
You can't get hurt. You can't die.
But what if you continue aging the whole time? You're just
So I become a skeleton and a zombie eventually.
you live forever, but you're
Wow,
dirt.
that would kind of be a curse then.
Yeah. You're just dusty.
Well, I'd wear a lot of clothes so people couldn't tell. And a mask.
Nice. Layer up.
And the beer would just fall right through me onto
Yeah.
the floor.
Yeah, that wouldn't be like a
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What was your super? So he's going to live forever, which means you're investing. You're investing in. You're playing that long game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be
That's
kind of
what-
sad, I guess, since my family's gone. But yeah, it's all right.
I'm going to invest $10 now.
It'd be
and
kind of sad. Okay, bye guys.
and in a billion years.
I don't know. Know the future, right? I mean, then you could do any number of things if you knew the future, I suppose.
You'd be like, Trevor, I've seen your future, and
Yeah.
You're going to be dirt.
it's just a lot of sitting around in Netflix.
Oh,
Turns out
no.
that's all that's left is the iPhone 85 and Netflix.
You, 3 cockroaches, and Netflix.
Yeah. But you'll never run out of stuff to watch, though. We're at that point. I think if you started when you were the day you were born and watched something every second of every day, and you lived to be 100, you'd never have to watch the same thing twice.
Is that right?
Probably.
Well, if you went back and watched like Dukes of Hazzard, Gilligan's Island, all this stuff, you're talking about everything, right? Not
Yeah,
just new
I mean,
stuff.
because if you're a baby, you've never seen Dukes of Hazzard, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know what goes on in the womb.
I feel sorry for that person.
I tried to rewatch it, like nostalgia kind of thing, not that long ago. It's really bad.
No, man, don't say that.
I
I
should've-
love that show.
I did too. I had the cast iron, not the cast iron, but the metal, General Lee and,
Lee,
and
yeah.
the plastic ramp, the dirt ramp, and everything. Yeah, that everybody had, I think. But yeah, and in a lunchbox, Dukes Hazzard lunchbox
Oh, yeah.
with Daisy on there.
Oh yeah.
And I should have left it in the past because I saw like the pilot episode. Doesn't really hold up. Weird. It was weird. A-Team though. A-Team was held up.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only show they shoot. They literally shoot at least 200 rounds
Uh-huh.
and never hit anything. Maybe a tire.
Yeah.
That's it. It's amazing.
They kind of harken back to that. I don't know if you guys watch Stranger Things.
Yeah.
The latest. Have y'all seen season 3 and finished it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They, the spoiler alert if you haven't seen Stranger Things season 3, mute it now. But the Russian guy, the big guy, the kind of the Ivan Drago type guy with the gun,
Yeah.
he keeps shooting and shooting. I'm like, that clip doesn't hold that many rounds,
Yeah.
and they just kept shooting.
Like 700 rounds.
I was like, but that's okay. I get it. That's 80s. It makes sense.
Sure.
So I like that as well. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Immortality.
Yeah. So okay, immortality. So let's say Lone Pint, and let's assume that Lone Pint will be around for 1,000 years. You're like is it Weinsteffen? How you
Yeah.
pronounce?
I don't think anybody knows.
Yeah.
However you pronounce that.
Weinsteiner.
However they pronounce that, but they've been around for like 1,000 years, right?
You can say West Flatiron, right?
Yeah.
They've been around a long time.
Yeah. So when y'all get to that place, when your great grand whoever person
Yeah.
is running Lone Pint, Magnolia has taken over Houston, and it's called the Magnolia Galveston metropolitan area
Yeah.
because they discovered some crazy mineral or something that maybe that led to Yellow Rose being so delicious or something, the water or something. I don't know.
Should start a rumor like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the vibranium or something lined.
Vibranium.
The vibranium lined tanks of Lone Pint caused Yellow Rose to be that good.
Yes.
And but in a, where was I going with this line of thought? Oh, and if that, like, what would you hope that they remembered about the early days? Would it be that they're still making Yellow Rose the same as it was?
Yeah, and how we, the legend of how we acquired and shut down AB InBev. That'd be pretty neat.
In 2028, the beer battle of 2028.
Yes.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting. So, I mean, with your superpower, we've got to assume that you're.
Yeah, I clearly know that this is happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So where did it start? Is it just is it one of those things where nobody saw it coming? Like just one day, I don't know, some ABI executive was in Magnolia, and then I don't know what happens.
Yeah, or maybe it's a Matrix moment where everybody wakes up and realizes Bud Light's not good.
Yeah. I think that's happening now. I think people are waking up.
Seems to be.
Yeah. Yes. Judging by... Okay, so let me ask you about that. So maybe it's something like hard seltzer, right? Like, I think it actually... White Claw, I think, outsold Bud Light over the summer, if I read that correctly.
Really?
I think so. Which is crazy to think about. It's been around for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it outsold Bud Light, which they're essentially the same thing in a lot of ways.
Well, it's the newest thing. Keep that in mind too. Whenever we put a new beer out and package or wherever, it always is the bell curve.
Yeah. Is trends run shorter now though, right? I mean, just hype and trends.
Depends if it's good.
Yeah.
If people like it, it'll stay.
I think the Zima relaunch only lasted like one batch.
Yeah. That's true. What's the difference?
It's still in Japan though.
What's the difference between Zima and White Claw? Or just body?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not the expert on those.
Zima's made in a lab.
Okay.
Like the Tears of Angels or something like that. It's got some weird ingredient.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's
Well,
just flat Sprite.
Yeah.
It really is, right? From what I remember back in 1997.
Sprite and vodka.
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically it. White Claws, but like the hard seltzer. Would y'all ever consider a hard seltzer?
No.
It's just not our thing.
No.
Hopped water?
No, I mean, I always thought they would take, carbonated water, some chemicals to flavor it, and mix in some cheap vodka. But you did some research. They actually are fermenting it. I guess that's within the law, but that puts you could never use your yeast. It's just a strange thing. Then filter the hell out of it. We don't even filter, so.
Yeah. No. And why would you? Like, because your Mosaic is not on the backsplash.
Right.
It's in the beer.
There you go.
It's in the Yellow Rose.
Yeah. Our Vibranium Mosaic.
Well, there'll probably be a dry hop seltzer soon.
Probably. I've had some, like, hopped water that's pretty good. Like, just, it's not fermented. It's just seltzer water with some hops in it.
Yeah.
If you like hops and, like...
We don't like hops.
It's not bad. It's pretty refreshing if you need, like, Topo Chico or something like that. But with hops, it's fine.
I haven't seen that. Where do you get that?
Actually, I tried some. A bunch of crazy home brewers out at the Grain Cellar had some. And where else did I see some? I think Buffalo Bayou had some at one point for just So people are still trying to figure it out. Like, how do you get hop flavor into water?
Yeah.
And all that.
You just make beer.
You could just make beer.
Yeah.
I think that's a better route.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember when Yellow Rose first came out?
Yes.
That was awesome. That's fun. And like Mosaic hops were brand new.
They were, and we thought we were just going to brew 2 batches and be done with it.
And
It was
now,
just an experimental beer for us to try the hop.
yeah. And now it's
a lot. It's the majority of what we brew.
yeah. It's have there been any offshoots of Mosaic yet that we know?
Offshoots?
Like new, like hybrid, like Mosaic plus, I don't know, like the different varieties of Mosaic.
Yeah.
Can they do that?
I mean, they can, but that's the funny thing about hops, genetics, and you could take the worst hop in the world and create the best,
Uh-huh.
and you can take the best hop in the world and make the worst.
Yeah.
So there's no guarantee that if you take Mosaic and mix it with something like Citra, that you'll make some super hop. You could make the worst hop ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Mosaic's pretty awesome, though.
It is. Some varieties we found, depending on, luckily we've grown to the point where we can select our own crop lot and from different farms.
Uh-huh.
And so we can weed out some of the undesirable parts of Mosaic, which can be onion or garlic character, which some farms exhibit.
Mm. Is that region-based, or is that...
No, it's all from the same Pacific Northwest area.
Okay.
Oregon, Idaho, Washington State.
Wasn't like a onion garlic farmer jumping into the hot game?
I don't know what causes that, different flavors, but some have more citrus, some have more onion garlic, It's just different.
Okay. Do y'all go to multiple growers to get your Mosaic hop?
This was the first year we've bought enough Mosaic to where we can actually buy it all from. We bought everything from one farmer, one farm.
Cool. All right, and that's somewhere northwest.
That's right.
In an undisclosed location.
Yeah, it's hidden.
Top secret,
Top secret, yeah, that's right.
proprietary growth location. Okay, I like that. I like secrets. What other secrets do y'all have that y'all can tell a little bit about? Anything? Like new beers or new experimental hop varieties that you're going to try?
We're going to try, Blake, you want to try that buttered popcorn vanilla ice cream beer?
We've been adding a lot of butter and stuff to beer, which is great.
What? No? Like
no, we read about a beer the other day that was butter flavored, so I'm guessing it was all diacetyl. But yeah, I guess that's when your brewers are bad, but your marketing's good.
Yeah. Is it? What was the base style? Was it like a?
I'm not
dark
sure.
Corn? Did they have
It
corn?
was
to it?
advertised as a popcorn, movie theater popcorn butter type thing.
That's bold. You got to give it to them for just guts.
Yeah.
To go there. I don't know. That's yeah. I wouldn't drink it. I mean, I'd try a sip.
Yeah, sure.
I would try a sip, and I'd be like, yeah, that tastes about like I thought it was going to taste. And then, what else you got? But that's a bold move.
Yeah, there's a lot of strange stuff going on. We just saw the corn dog beer coming out of somebody up there at the state fair in Dallas.
Corn dog beer.
Yeah, it has. They're actually rimming the glass with mustard.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I want to get behind people experimenting and trying new things, but at the same time, that's an abomination, right?
I would think so.
Mustard, yeah.
That sounds horrible, actually.
Yeah.
What kind of mustard? Like just yellow mustard?
Oh, yeah, I would think so. Yeah. I don't know.
What are they? Are they trying to emulate like the corn dog batter and that sort of like? Are they doing like a corn?
Guessing maybe like a cream
ale or something?
Yeah.
How do you get the hot dog flavor? You
I
boil.
don't even want to know.
You boil
do you
hot dogs in
do you
there?
use the hot dog water? It's been on the cart for a few days.
Oh God, that's
Let's put that in after fermentation.
Yeah, dry Doggett. That sounds awful. That sounds like that's the worst thing I've ever heard, and that's including like all the wars. That's.
I really hope we see dry Doggett on the Worst Beer blog in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. I don't think that's okay. Did y'all's headphones go out?
No, I'm still
Okay.
here.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Just checking that. When you're outdoors enjoying beers, the light plays off of the LEDs a little differently than when you're indoors, in a stuffy room.
Yeah.
We're out here enjoying nature. So, and all the bees and the non-bees, the faux bees. Faux bees. No real bees.
They're called flies.
That was just a leaf. Just a leaf, Amy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a couple flies, but it's fine. It's fine. Taproom hours.
Yeah.
Changes,
so
right?
we did just do some changes. We extended the hours. So on Monday we're open 6 to 10, which is new.
Yes.
Thursday and Friday it's 4 to 10.
Like this Thursday?
Like this Thursday.
Like Game 5 Thursday?
Yeah.
That
What time's Game 5?
6 o'clock?
6 o'clock.
Yeah.
We'll be open.
Yeah.
And we have TVs now.
And
That's right.
okay.
We not
Well-
only have TVs, we have a drop-down screen and projector. So
Trevor, you were just mounting.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
we'll
right.
have,
mounting the projector.
Walked up on it, just mounting that.
and Trevor mounting the projector. Get down, Trevor. but yeah, so we have the TVs and the sound system's all hooked up. So you can come out and watch Game 5 on Thursday. Friday we're also open 4 to 10, and then Saturday is noon to 10. So Saturdays typically we've always been open, but longer hours. And Sunday we're open 2 to 7. So now that it's football season, you can come out and see us on Sundays. And
I'm checking the weather right now. Saturday,
it's supposed to be gorgeous.
High of 71.
Wow.
High of 71. Sunday a little warmer, but cloud cover. So there you go.
And if you don't want to come out and sit and watch the game in gorgeous weather, you can always take beer to go now that we're past September 1st.
That's true. Yes. So how has that been?
It's been great. So we're filling crowlers now. We have the 16-ounce crowler machine.
Nice.
We also do our regular 4-packs to go. We have 64-ounce growlers that you can buy here. We can fill, or you can bring your own.
Cool.
So obviously we're limited to a case equivalent per person per day, like TABC, like all of the other breweries are through TABC. But we've been doing a lot of beer to go sales.
Yeah, that's great. I love it. That's great. I mean, just the freedom of that. It's what we wanted.
Yes, we've been working for it for a long time.
Yeah, cool. Crowlers. I love crowlers. That's the thing. I don't like a big can to take with you. Yeah.
Yeah, you can come out and fill a bunch and go to the river.
So you don't limit any of your beers.
Yeah, all of the beers that we have on tap, we allow them to go into the crowlers. So.
That's awesome. That's how it should be. Let that beer out into the world. Let it become what it's supposed to become. You don't be a helicopter brewer or whatever. Unless you're using the helicopter to put the tanks in.
Helicopter brewer.
Helicopter.
Familiar with that term.
Helicopter parenting. Is it not? They just hover over their kids all the time, and then they are, not adjusted to the real world. No?
What?
I don't know.
No, I don't get the analogy.
I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't either. It was sorry. I was talking about needing new material.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Also, not only need new material, I'm looking at 3 empty glasses.
Yeah.
And when I hit this button, nobody even knows.
Cool. Let's refill.
That we do that. So, we're back with full glasses and warm hearts. I have the barley wine in front of me, and I'm gonna say the aroma that I first get is I want to call it deep citrus, and by rich, almost like marmalade-y type, rich, citrusy, slather it on a biscuit type of citrus.
That actually is a new hop out called Sabro that we use. It's the only hop in the barley wine, and we're only able to get a couple 100 pounds of it a year right now because it's in such a new high-demand hop.
Yeah. But
we are slowly ratcheting up our allotment each year. You just got to get your foot in the door.
Yeah.
That's the way these hop brokers work.
Sabro. Where does it come from?
Pacific Northwest.
Like all good hops.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily, but most of them do.
Like that hop. Like Sabro and Mosaic. Yeah. So did I get it right when did they say a deep citrus flavor? Because it seems like Yellow Rose is brighter. Yeah. This bright citrus flavor.
Sure.
This is more of a, I don't know.
It's to me, every palate's different.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm not getting as much citrus as some people say. It's more of kind of a dank phenolic hoppiness to it. That's I don't know. Maybe Chinook would be the closest, or Columbus to it.
Okay. I like it. I like it a lot. It's it's like a toasty, marmalade-y kind of, I don't know. It's good.
Yeah.
What's this one's
10-1.
All right. Apologies for wherever this podcast goes from here on out. But,
have fun at work tonight.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
You can't work someplace that long and not be able to do it under the influence of Sabro hops and 10.1%. That is good. So in the barley wine designation, American style barley wine
For sure.
versus the English style.
It uses American, but it does have some European crystal malts in it,
Okay.
which seem to be more complex. These are from Belgium, and it's Monastique is in there, which we're very big fans of. It's a malt that has a lot of toastiness, a lot of bready, flavors, but also has the burnt sugar and toffee flavors.
Maybe
but
that's
it's
what
not
I'm
too
getting.
cloyingly sweet like Special B would be.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm getting. Like along with the, it's all that.
Yeah, you're getting that from the grain, not so much the hops.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't. I'm just like as a whole, it's like biscuit with or toast with marmalade, and that's Sorry. That's the problem with drinking a beer while you're trying to talk. It's like I just want to kind of dive into this beer, just kind of smell it for a while, kind of get into my head, let the beer get into me.
I mean, what do you get out of it, Blake? What's the hop aroma?
You can take a sip if you want to.
Well, let me get it out of Josh's beer.
Might be what I had for breakfast too. If you drink on the same side, so
It's okay.
I'll explain.
No, I mean, there's definitely a breadiness to it from the malt, and some citrus notes. But yeah, it's more of a darker fruit citrus than like a just real bright and airy kind of like a mosaic. It's more of there's more of a depth of flavor, I guess, than that real crisp.
I was like, have you ever roasted an orange? I just roasted an orange the other day with some pumpkin to make a soup,
Yeah.
and it kind of starts getting into that. Maybe not even orange. Maybe even like tangerine. I don't know. I'd have to really dig into my citrus.
Sure, I see that. It's that
Kinda-
better, more than more orange than limes and lemons. I could see that.
Yeah,
sure.
and that side. It's really good though. I enjoy that a lot. Just saying what it is. I'm not. Just never mind. Well, we're going to talk about something. We had notes, Blake, or something.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I was just going to talk about what we do.
Yeah, do that.
At the Taproom, we do have a interesting day coming up on the 26th. That's October 26th.
Go on.
It's going to be a really big day here. We have a fall festival that the city's putting on.
Fun.
It's going to have trick-or-treating for the kids and face painting and all that kind of stuff. It starts at 1 o'clock. Then at 5:30, we're going to have an axe throwing group up here. And so they'll be doing the epic axe throwing.
Like the actual implement, not the body spray.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't know why I think that's funny. It's really stupid. But to see people run and you throw bottles of Axe at them.
Yeah, but there's nothing like coming up and drinking a 10% barley wine and then throwing an axe, right?
Oh, yeah.
So,
no, that's...
it seems like great ideas.
It is.
But, we're doing all kinds of fun stuff at the... we have something going almost every day now at the beer garden. So Mondays we're really doing a lot of Monday Night Football stuff. Thursdays we do happy hour all day. Fridays we have trivia. Saturdays we always have live music and a food vendor. And on Sundays we do rock and roll bingo, which is a lot of fun too. So there's really always something going on. And now that we have TVs, you don't have to give up your sports to come up. You can watch, and we're kid friendly and dog friendly, and so it's been really great. We have a lot of people out, and there's always something going on. It's always listed on our Facebook. So if you want to know who the live music is or who is going to be the food vendor, that's all over our social media, and it's real easy to find.
What is rock and roll bingo?
So it's bingo, just like you'd imagine.
Mm-hmm.
But when he gives out the sheets, it's got squares on it. So he may do 80s bands or one-hit wonders or whatever, and so it'll have the name of the song, and he'll play 5 or 10 seconds of the song.
Okay, so it's...
And then you check off if you have that song on your sheet.
Equal parts name that tune and bingo. That
Yeah,
sounds
but
fantastic.
he's totally cool with cheating, so if you're not good at that sort of thing, you can have your Shazam out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's...
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, he's he totally supports cheating, but yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's a weird thing to support.
Yeah, well, don't tell his wife, I guess.
And this...
You and a free beer, I think.
That's one of those things. Like, it's like a philosophical, decision you have to make in life. Are you willing to go to your phone for everything? Like, I was having a conversation with a buddy the other day. We couldn't think of the name of some actor or something, or some movie. And we're like, hold on, don't grab your phone yet.
Exactly.
And we had to sit there and try to rack our brains.
Let your brain work.
Yeah.
It'll come up with it.
I think it was we were a little out of shape, brain wise, as far as because we're just always going to the phone. It's like there's no reason not to know anything now. But yeah, you do kind of need to.
Drugs are bad.
Yeah. No. I mean, yes, but no. I mean,
Absolutely. So I do a trip every year where we stay in a place that has no cell phone availability for a couple of miles, and the way that conversations work are so much different, because you'll start a conversation, you won't be able to figure out who the actor is or whatever, or what you're trying to figure out, and the conversation will end, and then 2 hours later someone will go, "Oh my gosh, I know exactly who that was," and you'll restart the conversation at where you had left off, and it's definitely a difference than just grabbing your phone and going, "Oh yeah, that's that guy."
the callback conversation, ironically, was killed by the phone.
There you go.
There you go. Which is sad, because you can only talk about stuff for so long, and then you're like, what else we're going to talk? And then somebody remembers what you talked about 15, 20, 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Now you're back to it. Yeah.
It's also the great story of the Guinness Book of Records, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
So the whole reason that Guinness Book of Records was started was to be the it was supposed to end bar fights, because when somebody would say, "Oh, this person was the biggest weightlifter, this person was whatever, this record is held by whomever,"
Yeah.
that was supposed to be the record that was supposed to when people got into it, they could go somewhere and look at it. It was the cell phone lookup of before.
So in a way, it's the first internet. So are you telling me Al Gore did not invent the internet then?
Unless he worked for Guinness, probably not.
So it was the actual Guinness people.
It was.
There was always that Guinness Book of World Records they came out the new one each year or whatever.
Yeah, I think
and
they
it was
still
always
do.
in your class, like in your classroom at school, in elementary school. And it was like that lady with the dude with the long fingernails and the thumb one that went around like that, and the twins on the mopeds.
Yeah.
Remember those guys?
Yeah.
I remember that long fingernail picture. It's funny you
Yeah.
mention that.
And
I think that sears into every child's head.
yeah, and the lady with the thing around her waist,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the smallest
Yep.
waist.
And the two really fat guys on the moped?
Yeah,
Do you remember that one?
Yeah, the something twin. They were twins, the fattest twins, and then the fattest dude, and the fattest lady. And now, I bet you their records have been beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's always the picture of the tallest guy in the world standing next to the shortest guy in the world.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's like the latter year Altuve next to Judge picture, which hopefully we get to see that this year. Game 5. Did y'all watch Game 4?
Yeah, we were out watching it. It was
These last two games have been a
disappointing.
little iffy. I can't say that. I mean, our home record is way better than our. I'm talking about the Astros. Obviously, we are paid by the Astros. We are all on Team Astro, right?
Yeah,
So
I believe so.
we are way better on the road than we are at home than we are on the road. Like significantly,
Yeah.
our record.
Well, Game 5's at home, so
Yes,
there you
but
go.
did we go to Verlander too quickly? Should we have just said like, meh?
Well, he didn't exactly shine.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Had we
so-
waited a day or two for him to get back to full strength, he's not as young as he used to be.
It's true, but he's still got Kate, right?
He does. That's his superpower. It's his wife. She's amazing. That guy, I don't know what he did. Charmed life,
Yeah, must be something about all of those millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I guess. She's got lots of money too, though. That's the thing. She's
Yeah.
not only her, she's super rich. And he's, I don't know, whatever. God bless them all. And the Astros. We'll
Yes.
win, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the Yankees have been resting, so
Maybe too
Yeah.
long.
yeah. I'm sure they're all out of shape. They're
Yeah, screw those guys.
Yeah,
you know,
right?
like Babe Ruth was, right?
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Babe Ruth, I went to Hot Springs earlier this year. Have you ever been to Hot Springs, Arkansas?
I drove right past it on my way home this weekend.
Really?
Yeah,
From where?
Scotland, Arkansas,
Where's that?
north of Morrilton, which is
It tells me everything.
yeah. It's I don't know, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours west or northwest of Little Rock.
Okay. So you went like kind of through.
It's in the Ozarks.
Yes. Beautiful area.
Gorgeous.
Yes. Hot Springs is kind of like the start of all that. Hot Springs is where they used to do spring training, baseball spring training, back when there was like 4 teams.
Yeah.
And when Babe Ruth was with the Red Sox, that's where they would do spring training. And his final year there, he would go there, and of course they had the hot springs, which if you ever visit it, they're really creepy because they're old, and like ghosts, I'm sure, live there. And it was actually the Gangster Hangout, too, like the neutral territory. They would all go there, and they would say, no killing, we're all just hanging out. and they would gamble and stuff, and then go back to Chicago and New York or wherever. But they would hang out there.
Yeah.
Like Capone actually had a escape from the big hotel in the middle of town down into a cave.
Huh.
And like his own like bowling alley in a cave. Anyway, but Babe Ruth would hang out there, and his last year with the Red Sox, they couldn't find him because he was off drinking at the saloons or whatever in Hot Springs, and they're like, don't take him to Hot Springs, he goes wild. And so the Yankees bought his contract that last season, and then they said, you're not leaving New York. That's the tie-in.
Yeah, so when I was a little kid, we used to go down to Acapulco. My grandfather had a place down there, and that's where all the mafia guys would meet. And they'd get up in the morning, and they'd all wade out until they were neck deep in the surf, and they'd have their little meeting, all shoulder to shoulder, and then they'd come in and sit at the bar.
That's funny. I don't. That way you couldn't read lips because of the waves and stuff. Is that what they're worried about, or just the noise?
I guess listening devices or whatever. I mean, they were far enough out to where nobody could carry anything out with them because they only had shorts on. So
that is
and they were underwater.
It's a great idea.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
Everybody's neutral when you're only in your trunks and neck deep in water.
There you go.
But what if there was one really short guy and one really tall guy?
That's true.
Like, where do you meet? Like with just his nose?
Put the short guy in floaties.
Yeah. Little arm
You could
floaties.
hide the microphone in the floaty, though.
Oh,
Mike.
no.
That's true.
That's emasculating, too. It's hard to really say what a... Can you say badass on the podcast?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. It's hard to say what a badass you are when you're floating in floaties.
Unless they're like skin colored and you put them on, because they used to have those long sleeve, the actual bathing suits. Yeah, it's actual suit. So you could just say your guns were real because you just put it up underneath your sleeve. You're just jacked. That dude's got guns. 2 tickets to the gun show from 4'4", Tony the.
Sure, it'd be easy to whack somebody too. You can just stab them and push them out in the waves.
Yeah,
the sharks.
Never see them again.
Take them away.
Yeah, and then just go eat some whatever they have.
You guys have turned this really dark.
It's part of history. We can't skirt history.
That's right.
You know, Dan Carlin has his podcast about history. We do our part.
There you go.
You ever listen to that?
No.
That's a bunch of hours, but it's really in-depth history, like hardcore history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it interesting, or is it just textbook stuff?
No, it's super interesting. He'll actually he doesn't put out episodes all the time. He puts them out like 1 or 2 a year maybe, and he researches, and they're like 11, 12 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, and so it goes way in depth on they're multi-part or whatever, but it's all one topic, and he'll research it just forever and ever, and then dig way deep. So anyway,
no, I definitely watched some drunk history though.
Yes.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think they should do some drunk history, like Texas drunk history. I don't know that they've done maybe the Alamo or something, but
like a Texas only episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's some good history around here.
Absolutely.
Like, how did your beer garden become haunted? You can hear it in the background.
There you go.
Or maybe that was somebody's alarm. That was your alarm?
No.
I thought that was
it sounded like a bell.
Sounded like
I
wind
didn't hear
chimes.
anything.
Yeah. The ghostly wind chimes.
It's October, don't ask questions.
Seriously. So, anyway, it's haunted. It's very spooky. Okay. Hey, back to beer. Y'all make beer, right?
Yeah, there we go. Circle back around.
Yeah. Any styles that you've never done that you're kind of like hankering to do? Like that,
Wow, I'd say a Kettle Sour would be nice.
Yeah.
But we haven't figured out how to logistically do that without infecting the entire brewery, so that's still on hold.
Okay.
It's on top of the list right there.
Yeah.
It's probably close to the bottom of mine.
Yeah.
How do y'all work that out? Do y'all wrestle or what?
Yeah, that's right.
Just out here and just
Mud
clear
wrestle.
clear the
Some
tables.
mud. It hasn't rained in a while, so that's why we haven't.
That's why we haven't
figured
done
out
it.
yet.
That's right.
Everything's on hold until.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I respect that. Gotta.
Yeah, no. That's one of the neat parts about a family brewery and a small group is that we're able to just brew what we want, and we get together and we talk about ideas and what we want to do and what we want to see, but we don't answer to anyone, so we don't have to brew something because it's popular. We don't have to run out and do a New England IPA or go out and do a any number of other things that are the hot thing at the moment because that's what people want. We brew what we want to brew, and we only brew what we want to drink. So we kind of joke that we're the Bluebell of breweries. We drink all we can and sell the rest. But I think that's some of the breweries that you see do chase fads, but we're very lucky in the sense that we don't have to do that.
Yeah. No, I respect. Mad respect. Family brewery. So what do y'all drink with Thanksgiving? We're not that people will be listening to this around Thanksgiving. So what,
as much as we can, because it's family time. So
food
at least
pairing.
that's what it is at my house.
There's not like you don't have a go-to for your Thanksgiving meal.
No, I suppose we don't really have a go-to per se, but I would say probably mine and Trevor's most consumed beer is probably the 667, just because it's been around forever and what we both like to drink a lot. But we're equal opportunity, just depending on what we're eating and what's around.
I've been trying to figure out, like, I'm a big pumpkin fan, like, in general.
Yeah,
I got a lot of them, like, out in the front of the house. Maybe get too obsessed with them. Like, every time I go to the grocery store, I walk out with another one. I don't know what it is.
That's strange.
It's a compulsion. I don't know why. Like, they have so many varieties now.
So you buy a lot of pumpkin beers?
Not some. No, I don't buy a lot.
Then what do you do with the pumpkins? That's the question.
Actually, so I leave them out there through Thanksgiving. And then I've been saving the seeds because someday I want to grow some pumpkins somewhere. But they'll grow anywhere. I just don't have anywhere to grow them. My yard's about the size of this table, so, they need a lot of room.
Well, just roast the seeds in. I love, every year with my kids, I got 3 boys, we just carve out the pumpkins and we roast the seeds that night. A little butter, salt, and pepper.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Pepitas, right?
Next day,
Yeah, I did that the other day with a little garlic powder and some of the, the salt and pepper and garlic powder and the fresh red pepper. Like you put on.
That's nice.
Yeah, spicy. They were good. I mean, my girls like them too.
Okay.
Yeah, a little spice. It was nice. You can do sweet or savory, whatever. It'd be good, like
cinnamon and sugar.
Yeah.
Butter. I never thought about that. We could do 2 batches this year.
Yeah, and I bet you they'd be a great bar snack.
Oh, absolutely.
Like with beer, keep people salty.
Yeah.
There you go. Maybe that's what I do with all of them from now on.
Yeah. Roast them, salt them, bring them up here.
Yeah, and then just start, getting people on that, and tell them about the health advantages of pumpkin seeds.
Yeah. Come to Lone Pint. Put Josh's seed in your mouth.
Ooh.
Yeah, why not? We can go back. Speaking of the gangster time, it's a healthful thing to do. Yep. I'll have to come up with a catchy name though.
Josh's seed sounds pretty good.
It's pretty good, and it's right to the point, and it definitely triggers the thought, the visual you want, for sure.
This seed is salty.
Leave out the word pumpkin because that takes all the fun out of it.
Yeah.
With pumpkin in there.
Yeah. You can say gourds.
It'll ruin that whole.
You can say gourds all day.
Figure.
Gourds and squash or whatever. Anyway, I don't know. You have any thoughts on pumpkin beers? Never gonna do one? Or
I say never, but we've never done one.
Yeah.
When I try y'all's Undead Head Ed, when I consume, drink, love, enjoy. I mean, if there was something in that area, a little pumpkin thrown in there, I don't know. Y'all are the professionals. But that whole genre right there, the roasty porter spice.
The Undead? Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's actually a local guy. One of probably the best home brewer that I've ever known.
Yeah.
Ed Condon, if he's listening. I'm not sure he is, but it's his recipe. We didn't change one thing. Not even the 6 row. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Ed. 6 row you left in there. We left everything in there just as you did.
Well, to Josh's point, that beer could really use another ingredient. It's got like 12 different malts in it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Amazing is the word I'll use.
Yeah. Okay, so next thing to bottle. Is that the next thing? Did I hear it? I don't know. There's been talks on the streets.
So we put it out in the 750s when we had the bombers. and it's going to come back around in bottles. I'm not sure exactly when, but it'll be a seasonal, and it'll be available in bottles from time to time.
Yeah. Is it on tap here now?
It is, yes.
Okay. Maybe post show. Something. I don't know. I love that beer. Once the weather gets a little cold, that beer.
It's very warming.
Yeah, it's. Pepper beers. That's another. So I wouldn't put pepper beers and pumpkin beers in the same category, but there's a lot of similarities. Like there's ones that are done right, and there's ones that are done. Y'all do yours right.
Yeah.
It sings. That Undead Head Ed is so nice. Gets right there, just kind of warms everything up.
Tingly.
Yeah, but it's not overwhelming. But it's just so much flavor and everything.
Did you have our 6th anniversary beer where we aged in port barrels?
I don't know that I did.
I think you did.
Did I?
I think so.
Maybe it was so good. It just took me away to another dimension.
Or is it after one of the barley wines?
Maybe. Oh, that's what's happening now. This is where I start getting all gooey about your beers. I'm a big fan of y'all's. Did y'all know that? I don't know if y'all knew that or not.
Yeah.
I love your beers. Love you guys.
Is this where it gets weird?
This is where it gets weird. So, well, what else do we? I want to make sure everybody knows everything they need to know about you guys and Lone Pint and all the. We talked about the taproom hours. We talked about you're open more now. Crowlers to go, growlers, sporting events on the TVs and stuff. The beautiful weather and this beautiful beer garden. I just read an article about. Like the American culture moving away from it was started with saloons, and now we're we've finally gotten to the beer garden phase. That was always like old world Germany beer garden family event, kind of thing. And y'all got it. It's right. This is a thing. This is like a family environment, super relaxed, inviting, comfortable, fun times stuff here.
I think we've refined it beyond the Germans, honestly. Yes,
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time in Germany growing up. My dad was in the armed forces, and I just remember looking for my parents when I was really little, and you'd peel back the beer garden tent, which was probably the size of a football field, and there was this layer of cigarette and cigar smoke that was probably about 5 foot off the ground, and you could just see tables of people. So, it wasn't exactly a kid-friendly environment.
As kid-friendly as we were.
You could sit there, but...
Yeah.
But it was, we've kicked it up to the next level where we're under oak trees, pecan trees, whatever the hell that tree is. we still haven't figured that out. But and it's nice.
It really is. It's a little slice of heaven. It's a little slice of like the good life sitting here. Life is busy. You're running around. If you got kids and stuff, you're running around. Taking them to sporting events and school events and homework and then just life, having to work and all that. And to get a moment where you can just sit down and enjoy a silly conversation with new friends or old friends or complete strangers or whatever.
Yeah, and it's really become a meeting place too for the city. We hold a lot of events out here, and the chamber meets out here, and we have all kinds of different things where there's really not a great meeting place in Magnolia where people can come and kind of just interact in a relaxed atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a restaurant. It's not a place where you feel like you have to be at the bar or, they can come out and not drink. It's one of those things that it was something that was missing, I think, that people may not have even realized was missing.
Mm-hmm. So
we're getting a ton of people from the area that might not have been really craft beer drinkers that are coming out just for the atmosphere and the music and the everything else that we're doing.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. People, when you say people didn't even know they were missing it, that's a big piece of it. You talk about Germany had the big beer tents and stuff way back in the day, and whatever. But a third place, a place away from work and home, and just a community like meet, that's just there for just like doing life in the afternoon on a weekend or whatever. That's big. That's real big, and it's beyond like it's almost bigger than you can even put into words. Like what's gone on out in this beer garden. Like couples have met, maybe they got engaged later, friends set up fantasy football leagues.
Yeah.
That can be a big deal that goes on for years and years and years.
We had a wedding out here a few weeks ago.
There you go.
You know, lots of different stuff.
Yeah, that's big. That's like a whole next level, like spiritual level type stuff. And y'all are giving that to Magnolia and beyond.
Yeah.
I love that. Mad props. Keep that up. Like, seriously, don't stop. 7 years, y'all are just now, you know, wherever Malcolm Gladwell is right now, y'all hit that 10,000 hours of beer garden time, and it's just getting even better. I don't know what that. You know what I'm saying? Have y'all read that?
Absolutely,
that whole outlier kind of thing?
Like, everybody's good after 10,000 hours.
Or you're like,
Or you're as good as you're going to be.
Or something. I don't know. We should
like
probably
that.
read the book.
Yeah.
I read the back of the book, and something about 10,000 hours, and like you become to really like grasp something, it takes like 10,000 hours, like an expert. And then once you get to like that expert level, then it's like, then you really start changing it, like putting your stamp on it, you know. And for like Magnolia, like you're Lone Pine, you're that Magnolia Brewery, you're a slice of history, right here.
Yep.
I think so. I mean, Magnolia it's itching to grow,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to happen eventually with the roads coming this way and people moving outside of Houston. But we're definitely part of the city now.
Yeah.
And part of the identity.
Magnolia, and it's got its own thing going on. It's not Houston, it's not the Woodlands, it's not all. It's Magnolia's its own thing. Cool little spot out here, and it's a fun drive out here too.
Yeah, it is. It's really nice.
If you come from where I'm coming, trees and stuff. Maybe if you want, I don't know. I don't come from the other ways.
Yeah.
Whatever, trees.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about.
Like when he drives up here from Cyprus.
Yeah, from
driving. Okay.
Driving.
Got it.
It's nice.
It's pretty nice that way. If you go west or north,
Yeah.
it's really nice.
Yeah, like if you're going to the Renfest, stop here
Yeah.
first
Sure.
or after. I think, have we come full circle?
I think we've talked through most of it.
Anything else? I feel like I never want to leave any.
Website.
Oh,
Yeah.
the new website.
That's right. So we're redoing our website finally, which is pretty ancient. It should debut, I'm told, by the people that are finishing it up for us on Friday.
Mm.
And it's going to have events calendars, everything that people have been wanting us to have. It's going to be pretty nice.
So Friday would be October 11th.
Okay. So anytime after October 11th, 2019, because this will live forever.
Right.
So if people are listening to this, 7 years in the future,
Yeah.
go to that website if there's still the internet by then.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
online store
Yes.
with all new merchandise.
So there's a swag store link you can click on. It'll take us to our Score Swag store. And we sell everything that we sell here in the beer garden plus more. We sell the tap handles, the inserts, things you can't buy here.
Yeah.
And so, with Christmas coming up, we usually sell a lot. So if you're going to order some items for your husband or wife, please order them as early as possible, not on December 24th. And wonder where they come when they're coming. So
Beer to go. Can y'all do kegs to go?
No, so we're limited to a case equivalent per person per day. So that's 288 ounces.
How many ounces in a slim? It's 5 gallons, right? 5.
Trevor, quick. You're
Little-
last guy.
5.16 times
whatever. 12.
128.
So too many.
Yeah.
Is
But
the answer.
could you pay for it in installments, and then once you get to the ounces after like 3 weeks or whatever?
Unfortunately, I don't think that would be in the. While it might be in the letter of the law, I don't think it would be
In the
able
spirit.
to be done. Right.
Okay.
So, right now we're so happy that we've gotten this ability that we're really not trying to push the envelope. So
Yet.
right.
Let me do that. I'll start.
Yeah. So, I'm sure Brash will, push for stuff like that. But right now we're just doing the growlers, crowlers, and 4-packs to go.
Okay. But you can get a keg at your local
Oh,
place that sells
absolutely.
kegs.
Yeah, you can order kegs through Specs, HEB, Whole Foods, anywhere that sells beer can order kegs for you.
And get those tap handles, and you can make your own keyser at home if you don't have a
Keyser,
keyser.
kegerator, yeah.
I recommend the stand at the tall freezers,
Yeah.
just because then the tap handles are a little higher. because I just built a chest freezer one.
Yeah, with the collar and everything.
Yeah, and it's cool. And I got it for free because somebody, the power went out and they had meat in it. And they're like, I don't like the way it smells. And so they just gave it away. And so I took it. I'm like, I'm fine with weird smells.
Yeah.
And so built it into a key, got most of the smells out.
You have a gym and a bus. Of course you're cool with weird smells.
Yeah, it's fine. And meat, just in general. But anyway, I would go with stand-up freezer. That would be my, I don't know.
Can't fit as many as a chest freezer.
True. That's true.
We have a very large one back from when we brewed in my garage. We could fit 15 corny kegs in it, I believe.
Yeah,
and there was, it's been a while since I messed with maybe 13 taps across the front of it.
Yeah, okay.
But it had a collar on it, like Blake says, and it's probably came up to just below the chest level for me. So
Okay.
it's pretty high.
Well, there you go. Well, then, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I always liked the over-under because I was a hunter for a long time. And so I always liked having the extra freezer space. And then you put the kegerator in the bottom part and you just drill holes through the door.
There you go.
You just can't have real tall tap handles or else when you open the freezer, it'll open the taps.
Yeah. And just have your glasses ready. So, yeah, that's the thing. Figure out what you need.
Yeah.
That's the lesson we're going to leave this episode with. Figure out what you need and build your keezer appropriately. And be sure to visit Lone Pint.
Yes.
With all their new
Yes.
taproom hours and crowlers and growlers to go. And 4-packs. And swag.
Yes.
Individual beer. Are those 10? Those are 10, right? Like the 10 sides?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like the tackers, yeah.
The tackers.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are fantastic. The artwork is great.
Yeah.
And you could put it on your wall or wherever.
Wherever you want.
Put a rope and wear it around your neck. Flavor Flav.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
You know what time it is?
Yeah. Huh? Oh.
That's what he used to say.
Yeah. What time is it? Time to wrap the show, I suppose. All right. Well, that's where we'll wrap this particular episode up. Trevor, excellent job on your debut on InterBrews.
Oh, thank you.
Come back again? Be on the show again?
Sure. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm here, so
Yeah.
come back here.
Yeah. That's what we do. And then Blake, great as always.
Always a pleasure.
Beer's on point, and beard is on point.
Thank you.
Look good. Any new product or anything? Or did you?
No, I'm not. If somebody wants to sponsor the beard, if they want to send me product, that's great. You can hit me up at blake@lonepint.com, and we'll talk beards and beard product.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, nothing, right? No wax or oil or.
No, it gets left. Yeah, it's got. Yeah,
it looks soft.
Yeah,
And
I'm not paid to.
Sound like you want to touch it.
Maybe.
Yeah, you want to touch it?
I'm going to wrap this up real quick and then let the fondling begin.
Yeah, this is why it's a podcast and not video, right?
No, the internet couldn't handle this video. All right. Well, this will be the wrap on this episode. So, ladies and gentlemen, please head to Magnolia and come to Lone Pint Brewery and try all their delicious beers. Come sit out in the beer garden. Bring your family. Bring your dogs. Bring your friends. Come hear music. Come watch sports. Come make friends. Come bring friends. Whatever else you need to do. And, come enjoy. It's one of my favorite spots. One of my favorite breweries. Some of my favorite beers. You can't go wrong. You'll find something here you love, and you'll find people here that you'll enjoy. So for Trevor and for Blake, my name is Josh. Thanks for listening. This is InterBrews.
This is InterBrews.
And then one last time, shameless self-promotion. Don't forget that Patreon page. If you heard this podcast and you loved it, of course you did. Less than a cup of coffee per month. $1 an episode. You can support the show. Patreon.com/InterBrews or InterBrews.com/Patreon. And we appreciate all the support. Or not. Just thanks for listening or whatever. Okay. Goodbye now.
The preceding has been a presentation of Stewed
Unless you shop at
Productions.
Starbucks.
All right, so we didn't get one with you, so we need to do